Yo, guys, welcome back to FK Talks. We got Ronaldo Marshall on today, League 1 top goal scorer, final podcast of the year. Make sure to watch it, it's a banger. All right, hi guys, welcome back to FK Talks. Today we're joined with Ronaldo Marshall, League 1 player, top goal scorer, and a great player. Now, can you give us a little bit of an introduction on how your footballing journey started and why you started playing?
Yeah, like you mentioned, my name is Ronaldo Marshall. I started playing when I was 3 years old. Like everyone, you kind of start through house league. And I think at that time I was playing, I believe it was like Dixie House League. Kind of staying close to home because I'm in the Mississauga area, so I was bouncing around Dixie and Mississauga Falcons.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like after that youth kind of period, joined a couple of various academies that my dad coached that and another great coach, Manny Corona, coached that. So we were kind of with that same group for a while, going through different academies. Did a lot of traveling. And I believe at age I want to say 16 probably. We kind of joined Woodbridge as a group and finished throughout Woodbridge. After Woodbridge, I committed to FIU in Florida. After my first year, I transferred to Boston University. And then after Boston University, I'm finishing my schooling at York University, another great school.
Mhm. And when you joined Woodbridge, like what was the league system looking like? What league exactly did you guys play in?
I think it was, I believe it was CSL. At that time, like the O1 age group,
Mhm.
OPL was kind of just forming.
Yeah.
And it's something I still talk about with my buddies a lot.
Hmm.
I feel like our system back then it was a little bit different. We were able to play against all the top competitions. It didn't really matter what league it was, right?
Hmm.
Um, Ontario Cup at the time was the biggest competition, so we would play our season, and then we would really look forward to going to Ontario Cup and potentially nationals, which I was fortunate to do with my team and win. So yeah, the landscape was really really different now. Kind of seeing OPL from the outside, it's a little bit different from what I was playing in, but
Hmm.
yeah.
So you never got a chance to play in the OPDL at all?
No, so a lot of my guys we never played OPDL. I think when I joined Woodbridge, like my whole team kind of joined Woodbridge and
Hmm.
they had their own OPDL team at the time and
Yeah.
we were comfortable with not being quote unquote like the OPDL team. We were essentially a travel team. We didn't really play in the wintertime. We trained hard.
Hmm.
Um and then from grade 9 through to grade 12, every December we would go to Disney Showcase. So it wasn't really a need for us to play OPDL. We still got our showcases done, we got our exposure, and a number of us went to universities and a good amount of us went on to the pro level as well.
Hmm. And I was kind of interested in knowing since you're O1, is there like any like notable players that you played with that went on to do like something that we know of, for example?
Yeah, so one of my close friends and teammates for a number of years, Isaiah Johnson. After our Woodbridge years, he went on to Cape Breton. From Cape Breton, he got drafted to York. From York, he went on to play some MLS next, some USL, and now he's back in the CPL. One of my close friends and my roommate in my first year of university played with me at Woodbridge. Um, he is Stephen Afrifa. He was at FIU with me, and then after FIU, he went on to the MLS draft. He got drafted to SKC, so he's currently in MLS right now.
Mhm.
Trying to think of any other pros from my O1 team. None I can think of at the top of my head right now. Shafiq Wilson, actually, my goalie, went to University of Albany. Also went to FAU his first year. After that, he was signed to TFC2.
Mhm.
So he just finished his time there. So we had a couple pros on our team, but a lot of collegiate guys. So
That's interesting. And
mhm.
obviously, you being like the top goal scorer, what does your prep really look like going into that? Like, have you always had that goal scoring instinct, or is that something that you kind of developed over time?
For sure, I think something a lot of people have known me for a number of years. From when I started playing soccer was my goal scoring ability. It's nothing new really. Um, I think throughout my age group there was a lot of top strikers in my age group, and I was definitely amongst the best. So it's something that I've carried along now for a while. And I guess going into game day back then and even now, it's pretty straightforward for a striker, right? Our job is to score goals, and if we could do so, great. And if we're not scoring goals, we're just trying to help the team as much as possible, right? So
Mhm.
I move forward with my game.
And would you like, even when you were young, you would always score that many goals from when you were younger?
When I was younger, I used to score more goals. I used to score a little bit different. Um, I was a big kid at that time. I
Okay.
was a big than a lot of kids, so like the physical presence was there pretty early on. So it was good. It was really good. I had a lot of goals in my career.
And what forward in today's game would you most compare yourself to?
I think from the past to now, like my game has changed a little bit. I think now, playing in my League 1 years, like I look to stay in and around the box and just try to finish. So, um, I guess a guy that does that a lot right now is kind of like Erling. He kind of just stays in and around the box and looks for the half chances, maybe not on the ball too much in a game, but just very clinical and staying in and around the box. There's a lot of other great strikers that have done that. Um, I would say my favorite player of all time is R9. I wouldn't say I really play like him, but it was a joy to watch him for sure.
But that leads on to my question. Are you named after him? Is that why you're called Ronaldo?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
why?
named R9, yes.
That's why? Okay. Okay. And what's the defining moment that you had in your season that really showed like your character as a footballer?
Defining moment in this year. I think there's a lot of great moments like individually. I think me personally, um, a moment in the season where not just me, but a lot of the guys in the group kind of flicked the switch and we said like, hey, the season's kind of getting a little bit tight right now. Let's turn it up a little bit. It was kind of it was Burlington away. It was a time now, and you see it in pros as well. There's a lot of good teams that drop points to kind of like the mid-table teams or the
Hmm.
low-table teams, right? And Burlington was kind of in that area of like a mid-table team and we knew they still had good pieces on the field. So I feel like our energy was really good. Our whole group, our energy was really good. I had a really good performance that game. I had 2 goals and an assist, and I believe we won the game 4-0. So I think that moment for me was a moment where we were all in the locker room. We were really hyped. We said we need to get these points. We need to get these points. We need to close out the league, and from that moment on, we really not that we weren't locked in the whole season, but I think that moment specifically we said, okay, let's really go do this now. Let's secure the title. And from that moment on, we took care of business and we got the league settled.
Hmm. And how much did your coach's experience play into it? So Peter's your coach, right? Obviously, he's like a calming figure. Like, how much did he play into you guys just like doing it all and winning it?
Oh no, 100. Peter has been a League 1 coach for a long time now. I think believe since Woodbridge has been in the league, I believe Peter was a coach. He's been
Hmm.
my coach ever since I've been part of League 1. Peter has given me my League 1 opportunity. I believe when I was like in high school, I believe 16 years old. Not just me, but some of my other friends as well. And Peter has kind of been the same way. He knows when to kind of let us do our own thing on the pitch, right, and give us that chill vibe. But again, when it's just time to speak up and lay it down on us and tell us like, hey, we got to pick it up. We're not sharp enough. He also does that as well. So he has a very good balance of that.
Hmm. And how do you feel going into next season? Do you think you guys could potentially go back to back?
I think it's definitely a possibility for us. If you look at 2 years ago when we finished third place, we came into this year, we said we shouldn't be anything less than third place, right? And we did just that. We finished top of the table, and now this year we have Cancham coming up, so we're really excited for that. We're not just gonna go to the game and roll over and just say, hey, this is a fun experience. Like we're going there to try to get a result. And then in the league too, we want to win. We want to win the league, but there's two trophies to play for. There's the League Cup and there's the league. So
Mhm.
potentially do both, and we're gonna work as hard as we can to do both.
Yeah, and that leads me on nicely. Can champ, that's a like huge opportunity. So you
Mhm.
guys could potentially even be playing like Toronto FC or Montreal. How do you feel about that challenge?
It's definitely gonna be an interesting game, whoever we play. It's something that, like I said, the guys are really excited for, and I believe that we're gonna have a good preseason with the guys, get back together, gel again, work hard, and we're gonna have a good couple friendlies leading up to that game. So we're excited and we're ready to put in the work.
Mhm. And this question is more about you personally as a player. Now, obviously, like the road hasn't been completely just smooth sailing. So, like, how do you bounce back from after like a defeat or an injury? What do you do personally to come back stronger?
I guess I'll break it up in two, right? I guess personally, a lot of people that do know my journey, I've been unfortunate. I picked up a couple of serious injuries throughout my time, and I never really let it settle in. There's a lot of guys that probably face a lot of serious injuries, and they doubt themselves, and they don't know if they could really do it. I mean, I'm the first one to say, like, if you're going through something, um, injury wise or off the pitch wise, it's important to just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep working hard because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel if you keep put your head down and put in that work. And for me, putting in that work and winning this title for Woodbridge, the first ever title, is amazing. And then from a group standpoint, we didn't lose a lot this year. I believe we only lost 2 games this year. No, sorry, three or four games this year. But every loss we took it with we learned from it. We learned from it. We realized what we did wrong and what we need to do better. And we were never really sour on each other. We were never really down on each other. We pushed each other at times. Like, yeah, we were hard at each other because we know what guys are capable of doing, but we never really dwelled on it. We got back to the drawing board. We fixed what we needed to fix, and we focused on the next game always.
Because when I looked at your guys' like season journey, I noticed that you guys never really got in a stretch of losing games consecutively. Every
Mm-hmm.
single time you guys lost, you guys would always bounce back with the win. So that's pretty like significant. And also, I kind of want to thank you kind of for winning that title for Woodbridge because it kind of like inspires the future generations, like the I model teams, the OPDL teams, to go on and continue the legacy that you guys set. Now,
100%.
yeah,
Just to break
yeah.
it up a little bit, but a lot of the guys that were on the Woodbridge team were in your shoes, and a lot of the club's shoes, right? We were guys that like been through Woodbridge's youth system, and we were fortunate to get an opportunity, whether it was in high school or maybe after our first year of university. So there's a clear pathway from the grassroots of Woodbridge all the way up to League 1 and being on that big stage, right? So there's a lot of guys, like I mentioned, that were in your shoes, been through Woodbridge for a number of years, and now they're gonna play in the biggest stage of Can Champ. So it's there for you guys.
And do you feel that it's like it kind of helps the team to have guys that have been playing together for so long or that like know what it means to play for the club? Do you think that really helps the team?
100%. I think Woodbridge is like very unique in the league. We have guys that been together and been in League 1 for a number of years. So maybe in the past it didn't really work out and we didn't really get the results we wanted, but we can see now that if you grow with a group and you trust the group and you trust with what you have in the club, it can lead to something as big as a League 1 title, right? So the proof is there.
Mhm. Now, on my podcast, we have a tradition where the last guest leaves a question for the future guests without knowing who they are. Now, the
Mhm.
question that's been left for you is, what's one thing in Canadian soccer that we are not talking about that we should be talking about?
Ooh, one thing. One thing, I would say, just from coaching a little bit more now and in Woodbridge, I've been coaching the I model group for about 2, 3 years now. I would say is the amount of talent that is in the I model pool. I think coaching now, I've been pleasantly surprised, not just from what we have at Woodbridge, but from what I've seen outside in that I model pool, that guys that are fully capable of not only going to the collegiate level, but moving on and playing in pro areas. So I believe that's one area that potentially can be highlighted a little bit more, and something that is kind of a little bit underrated, I believe, in Canada soccer.
Mhm. And in your coaching, do you think that'll lead on to you? Like, do you really want to do this coaching in the future when you're older?
I would say I love coaching. I'm very passionate. I'm just as passionate as when I was playing. Um, and I do really want to help guys. I love it. I really want to help guys. I enjoy not only teaching people but learning from people, learning from my players, learning from other coaches that are higher ups than me, and it's something that I really see myself doing in the future.
Do you think like learning coaching has helped you as a player?
I think it has. I think it has. I think being one of the older guys at Woodbridge too, it's helped me kind of work with like player relations. There's been like some younger guys at Woodbridge, so maybe it helps me guide the younger guys, make them feel welcome
Mhm.
in League 1 and so on and so forth. But I really enjoy it, and I think I've learned a lot, not only from my players that I've coached, but from the great coaches at Woodbridge that have kind of taken me under their wing and guided me a little bit.
All right. I want to thank you for coming on today. Really insightful podcast. Amazing guest. Thank you, Ronaldo. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.